continue, okay? The tutorial exercise of week 5. Okay, last question. 好，咁我哋就應該咧就去到第4題嘅。咁喺呢度咧就同大家又睇翻一啲 revision 喺個 lecture notes 啦。Okay, we go through the main theory involved in these questions in your lecture notes. So you have to go to the page. Okay, page 17. 好啦，咁就喺第17版嗰度啦，係啦。咁咧呢個係第5課嘅 lecture notes 嚟嘅。Okay, so it should be the week 5 cost management and pricing, and go to slide 17. 好，咁呢度咧就講緊咧，有啲乜嘢嘅方法去定價。咁其中一個咧就大家最常見或者最常用到已經識㗎啦。我見question 1嘅時候咧，有好多同學都用過呢一個嘅方法，就係咧 cost plus 啦，即係話 based on 個成本，然後咧 on top 再加多個利潤上去。OK， 咁就嗰個喺你 question 1B 咧，其實都有個咁樣嘅 theory 嘅 ，OK， 即係有一個用過咁樣嘅 theory 嘅 ，OK。So in the question 1B, you have already learned the similar concept, OK. So cost plus the profit, so you can set the selling price. So we call this is on cost, OK, profit on cost or the markup theory, OK. So which is we talk in on the page 17, OK。好，咁咧就之前1B 就睇過嗰幅圖啦，有成本再加埋嚟賺嘅錢就計到呢一個嘅成本附加法。咁所以個 formula 咧個公式咧就係咁樣做嘅。OK， 咁我哋咧就所以要先計咗個成本，然後 on top 再加。咁所以喺呢一度有幾example啦。咁係喺我哋嘅 hospitality 裏邊呢一行咧，好多時都會有exchange rate 啦，即係講嘅呢個匯價啦。咁所以呢度咧就特別同學要小心幾時係乘，幾時係除啦。OK，so for our industry, okay, we always have to do the conversion for the exchange rate. So especially for the current foreign currency, okay, convert to Hong Kong dollars. So here we got the example, okay, for the travel agency in your notes. So we move to our exercise today. So we have question 4, make it to limited. 咁咧，我哋咧就喺頭先嗰個碌數咧，見到咧就係好多時要計個匯率啦。咁我哋今日咧呢條題目就同 lecture notes 好相似嘅，就係都係間量式要計一個 set 個價錢一個匯率。咁我哋好多時去旅行咧，我都或者你自己買酒店 package 都好啦嚇。咁你唔會俾當地貨幣，好多時俾翻港幣，咁所以喺呢度就要留意，要將所有外幣轉翻做港幣。題目一定會俾匯率嚟嘅資料嚟嘅。OK， 咁咧就呢度有一間叫 Make It Tour Limited 啦。OK， 咁呢一間公司咧就做緊一個 special package holiday 啦，然後咧就去東京嘅迪士尼。OK, during the summer holiday， 咁就係喺夏季啦，暑假嘅時間。OK, so this is all inclusive tour package， 咁全包以內叫做乜都包晒。咁包啲咩咧？咁 so the following, OK, the inclusive items for the package. OK, so here the return flight 呢個來回機票啦。OK, and local transportation in Tokyo City， 本地嘅旅遊巴啦，係啦，提供嘅。 咁就係酒店嘅住宿，咁又有 admission tickets 入場券，咁同埋 voucher book。嗱喺呢度咧，你就要特別小心咧，就係嗰個酒店住宿咧，你見到有6晚嘅。Okay, so there are 5 items include in the package. The first is return flight and local transportation, hotel accommodation, but especially you have to pay special attention on the 6th night. So if the information provides you for the total accommodation cost, so you don't have to do anything. But if the question gives you the information of 1 night accommodation cost, you have to times 6. Okay, and next is admission tickets. And the last is voucher book. So the basic cost information is follows. Okay, so the amount of the fixed cost and the variable cost. Okay, provide you with some further more information. So for the fixed cost is the flight. Okay, so there are 5 flights, and each flight's capacity 240 and cost 448,000 per flight. Okay, so next is the coach to the Tokyo City, which costs 70,000 per coach. And the coach capacity is 32 passengers. 好啦，咁我哋首先咧就有2個唔同嘅成本啦，一個咧就係叫做 fixed cost 啦，另外一個咧就叫做 variable cost 或者叫做 direct cost 都得。咁咧就per person。OK， 咁咧就我哋有個來回機票啦，咁每班機咧就可以坐240人，咁個 cost 咧就係成本啦，係24.8萬。咁至於旅遊巴咧就成本係7萬 yen 啊嚇，因為當地嘅旅遊巴嘅收日元啦，就唔會收港幣，係咪？咁但係你咧就會收個客港幣，到時又要找日元咁樣啦嚇。OK， 好，咁仲有就係 coach capacity 啊。OK， 咁就係每架旅遊巴可以載到32人。嗱，咁所以咧，可能大家都要諗一諗咧，就係每一班機咧240人咧，當你抵達日本機場嘅時候，你要準備定幾多架嘅旅遊巴喺度 stand by 咧 ？OK， 咁如果你一架車坐32人，你除一除啦，咁你每一次一班機就要準備定啲旅遊巴喺度㗎啦。Okay, so you think about how many coaches have to get ready for each flight. Okay, landing. So when 240 passengers get off the flight, so they have to go to direct to the coaches. So make sure you have sufficient coach waiting for the passengers. And next is the hotel accommodation. Okay, the variable cost. 咁有變動成本就包咗酒店啦，係啦，酒店就係8000蚊1晚啦。另外就係住宿嘅入場券。咁入場券咧，嗱記住咧就係呢度講緊 per night 嚇，我提多一次啊，18000 yen。OK，咁所以咧你要小心就係要乘翻佢呢個住嘅日數啦。OK，咁另外就係入場券啦，每人一張啫。OK，咁所以就唔使乘啦，就5800 yen。好，仲有咧就係購物券2200 yen。好啦，咁大家咧就要計個成本啦，係咪啊？咁當然計完成本，老闆就話啦：喂，我要有即係呢一個嘅 selling price 喎，咁樣標價啦，叫你幫佢定個價錢。嗱，咁咧就話係 mark up 40%。嗱，mark up 大家記得係 on cost 嘅嚇，就係唔係 on revenue 嘅。咁所以咧 mark up 就係 based on 你而家計到嘅總成本乘翻1+40%。OK，咁就係嗰個售價啦。嗱，但係有一樣嘢好重要嘅喺呢度咧，就好即係寫俾你咧，就係一個叫做 load factor 90%。 咁 load factor 個 meaning 咧就係即係個意思咧就係嗰個出席率 show up rate 啊，出現嘅人數。即係好多時我哋咧搭機咧或者去旅行咧，真係有啲客咧臨上機之前咧有事啊嘛，可能頭暈身氣或者屋企有事出席唔到嘅，而出席到嘅咧係有90%，OK，即係有90%人咧就準時如期咁樣出發，咁有1成嘅人咧就會係forfeit 啦，即係唔會將機票啦係取消行程嘅咁樣，咁就有90%嘅人。咁然後俾咗個 exchange rate 嚟嚇，個 exchange rate 咧就係1000 yen 對70蚊。OK， 好，咁所以喺呢度咧就會咁同大家睇一睇嗰個 answer 啦。OK。Here we got variable cost. So hotel accommodation 8,000 per night. So you have to times 6 because the package includes 6 nights. So next is accommodations. Admission tickets, 1 ticket for each, and voucher book also 2,200 yen. Okay, so all you have to convert all these Japanese dollar, the yen, to Hong Kong dollar. Okay, so when you charge when the customer paid for you, they have to pay Hong Kong dollar instead of Japanese yen. Okay, so for the last, so you have to make up, you have make profit. So the calculation for the profit is the markup method. Okay, so you use 40% of markup, and then the load factor means the show up rate is 90% because some of the your guests, maybe your customers, maybe have absent. Okay, so 10% absent rate and 90% show up rate. So the exchange rate is 1,000 yen to $20 Hong Kong dollar. Okay, 70 Hong Kong dollars. Okay, first of all, we're not moving on the answer. Okay, we will go to do the calculation of the conversion. Okay, the rate. Okay, so here. 好，咁我同大家咧先睇一睇點樣去計嗰個匯率先。So first of all, I teach you how to do the conversion of the foreign currency. So okay, so you can write Hong Kong dollars at your left and the Japanese yen on your right side. So it's just like using a ratio, okay, just like a proportion, using some way like calculation of proportions or by the exchange rate. So you can move it on left or right. You can swap it. Okay, so no matter left or right, so you have right two currency. Okay, in one side. 好，咁我哋咧就教下大家先點樣去將嗰個轉換率啦，因為有啲同學可能都唔知點樣計將港幣轉做其他外幣，有時有見乘，有時有見除咁樣嘅同學就可能好混亂嘅。OK，咁所以我哋就教一教大家點樣做。咁我哋咧就港幣對 yen 啦，可以左右調轉都得嘅。OK，總之就一種貨幣喺其中一面。咁我哋咧就係1000 yen 對70蚊，咁所以咧你就將佢寫喺分母又得，分子都得咁。咁我就寫咗喺分母啦。咁你可以左右嘅，總之跟翻港幣就寫翻港幣嘅數字 ，yen 就寫翻 yen 嘅數字落去就得噶啦。嗱，呢一題目咧就我哋攞一個 example 啦嚇。OK，咁咧就攞呢一個 yen 啦。7萬 yen，OK，攞呢個7萬 yen，OK，咁咧我哋就做一個 example。我點樣將個 yen 轉咗做港幣咧？咁我哋將個7萬 yen 寫喺上邊啦。咁港幣未知嘅，我哋就用即係問號啦。咁我哋就對調啦。咁點樣調法咧？就係70蚊調過嚟啦，係咪啊？即係咁除好就調過對面就去變咗做乘啦，係咪啊？咁就係咁樣嘅。OK，咁所以咧就會見到。呢兩個即係問號咧，就變咗做咁樣啦。7萬 yen over 1000， 乘翻70。OK， 咁好啦。咁做完之後咧，咁我哋就7萬1調一調位啦嚇，將70同7萬1分子冇所謂啦，咁可以對調咁乘。嗱，點解我要咁做咧？就係希望可以話俾你聽，究竟每個 yen 啊，應該乘幾多先至轉到做港幣咧？咁樣。OK，咁你發覺咧，原來咧，我每次有任何嘅 yen 咧，即係譬如就算係你5800又好，2200都好啦，代入去乘翻0.07。OK，咁就計到個港幣嘅啦。OK，就可以計到港幣啦。咁所以如果喺呢度咁樣計嘅話咧，咁就等於4900蚊啦。好，咁呢個就係港幣嘅。So after okay, in your calculation, one side putting that place the Hong Kong currency, and the other side is Japanese yen. So you the numerators you put 70 according to the currency, and 1,000 for Japanese yen. So this is the unknown Hong Kong dollar, and then you put okay. So one of the example is the cost for the coach 70,000. So after the calculation, you find I just 70. Okay, go to another side is times putting here 70. So you find the Hong Kong rate is sorry, the Hong Kong dollar. Okay, convert 70,000 Japanese yen equal to 4,900 Hong Kong dollars. So here, so you find a rule. So if you want to convert the Japanese yen to Hong Kong dollars, you just times 0.07. Okay, times 0.07. So even though you have 5,800, you do the substitutions to the formula. So times 0.07, you can come out the answer easily. Okay, so go back to the question 4。好，咁我哋咧就睇完之後咧就睇下條數啦。咁我哋咧因為有兩個唔同嘅類別啦，咁一個就係 fixed cost、direct cost 或者 variable cost 都得嘅。OK，咁首先咧 fixed cost 上邊有 flight 啦，有旅遊巴啦，係咪啊？咁我哋就計呢兩樣嘢啦。Okay, there are two categories. So one is fixed cost and other is direct cost, or calculated is variable cost. So for the flight, 好咁啊，如果在於個飛機嘅成本咧，好簡單啫，248000乘翻5，咁你發覺呢個 total cost 咧，OK 就係124萬。好，咁啊到 numbers of coach 啦，OK，cost of coach。咁啊，如果係個 cost of coach 咧，成本咧，咁就係7萬 yen 係咪啊？咁但係你要記住喎，我哋未知有幾多格旅遊巴，咁所以我哋要計一計個旅遊巴。嗱，一個旅遊巴咧，一架飛機就240啦，係咪啊？240，咁所以呢度我純粹 for 你 reference 下。Okay, so you have to calculate the numbers of coach required for each of the flight. So here you have to write down are working. So I highlight in green. So this is not part of the answer, but this is one step, okay, very essential step. So you have to write down is 290, 240, one flight, okay. So you got 240 passengers times 90%, 90% show up rate, load factor. So all this is the numbers of passengers get on the flight. So you have to divide 32 passengers for each coach. And finally, you find 6.75。好，咁我哋咧就將啲數字代入去啦。 咁就發覺咧240，即係呢個綠色嘅咧就係你嘅 working 嚟嘅。咁啊240人一班機，90% 會出現，除翻每架車坐32人，咁計到6.75。但有一樣嘢好重要嘅，你有一個 concept 啊嚇，嗱車咧就冇辦法斬開俾你租俾你嘅，即係你冇理由半架機你就可以租半架機，但係車就唔會有人租半架俾你嘅，同埋你啲客都唔制啦，係啊，一陣唔知坐咗啲咩人上嚟呢架車度，係咪啊？即係可能坐個好重好重味道嘅，咁個身就好香嘅，咁你頂唔住噶嘛，係咪？咁所以咧，我哋好多時都會包車嘅，OK？咁6.75格咧，你記住要 round up to 7。OK，咁我哋咧喺呢度咧就會5班機，OK，乘翻7架車，再乘翻7萬 yen，乘翻0.07。OK，咁所以咧就係171500蚊。咁我就先講咗中文先啦，我諗咁樣冇咁難，即係比較容易啲理解應該。好，咁咧就計完呢一個嘅 total fixed cost 啦。好，咁呢個就係 total 啦嚇，total fixed cost。好啦，咁我哋咧就因為你個 package 咧賣俾客咧，你每個人去斷人頭計啊嘛，咁所以我哋就 per passengers 嘅，每一個客，每一個 customers 應該要問佢收幾多錢，咁我哋就要計下有幾多個人去攤分呢個 fixed cost 啦。OK，咁所以喺呢一度咧，我哋攤分咧都要記住喎，你要記翻240人，有90% 係出席嘅啫，有10% 係失蹤嘅喎。咁所以呢一紮人咧，你都要預埋就係萬一佢唔出現嘅時候咧，你唔可以預佢會俾嗰筆錢。OK，即係可能報咗團。佢唔嚟，OK，佢未必交咗錢嘅，但係你都要預咗嘅，係咪？預咗嗰班機俾佢，咁所以佢可能到最後足足三唔交錢，你都要計嘅。咁所以咧，你就會將佢乘翻個90% 嘅出席人數啦，係啦。咁除咗之後咧，就係1080日，OK，5班機，每班機240人，得90人會出現，咁就1080。咁所以個 fixed cost 咧，個固定成本咧，我哋就將佢除翻。總人數計到原來咧，每人攤分咧係1307。OK，咁跟住我哋就計個 hotel cost 啦。嗱，咁剛才講過啦，個 hotel cost 咧就係喺下邊嘅8000蚊一晚啫。咁所以第一樣嘢啦，你要將佢咧乘翻你要嘅6晚啦。OK，跟住就乘翻7毫7先。OK，sorry 喺呢度應該。咁你可以睇翻剛才嗰個工作表，即係呢個 working 啦嚇，咁就將所有嘅 yen 咧都乘以0.07，就會計到個港幣㗎啦，咁樣。咁當然有時會除有少少乘啦，所以就用嗰個比例尺咧去計就得㗎啦。OK，好，咁啊 call Jack 記住嗰個嘅accommodation 啦，咁就乘翻6萬，咁啊3360。咁另外咧就 admission ticket 入場券啦，咁入場券得一張嘅啫，咁所以唔使乘嗰個數量啦。voucher book 都係，嗰啲購物券都係，咁啊購物券都係唔使乘數量嘅，因為每人一本。好啦，咁啊數即係嗰個 total 咧就係咁多錢啦，咁跟住就到 total cost 啦。咁我哋將呢一紮嘅數字加埋晒啊，即係1307加3360加406同埋154。好啦，咁跟住就係5227。嗱，咁啊呢一個咧就已經係固定成本加埋咧可變成本嘅總數量、總金額。咁我哋咧就即係乘翻老闆要嘅利潤啦，就係40%，就係2091啦。咁最後咧個賣出街俾你啲客嘅價錢咧就係7318。OK。So in the question 4, you have calculated the fixed cost and the direct cost. So for the fixed cost, you have timed the flight cost at 5 times flight cost. So altogether 1,204,000. So next is for your reference. Okay, numbers of coach. So you're required to stand by 6.75 because you got 200 passenger in the right flight and have the show up rate 90%. So divide by 32 passengers for each coach. So you have to get ready for 6.75, okay, for each flights when they land. So you have to run up the numbers of coach to figures, okay, because it's hard to rent 6.75 coach, okay, so you have to run up for the whole things, okay, for the whole coach. So next is the coach numbers, 5 flights times 7 coach, so the cost is 70,000 yen, so times 0.07. You can take a reference of the working we done before. So this is the conversion you find finally. Okay, so yen times 0.07. Okay, so it's easy to find out your answer. Sorry. Okay, so next is the numbers of passengers. So you have to divide the total fixed cost to the numbers of passengers. So find out how much of the fixed cost bear by each one. Okay, so by each persons. So here is 411,000 should be 1,411,500 divided by 1,080. So you find the fixed cost to be 1,030 and 7. So next is the fixed the hotels and accommodations. It costs 6,000 yen for a day. So times 6 times 0.07 the exchange rate you find convert to Hong Kong equal to 3,360. So next is the admission tickets and the voucher book. Okay, because one customers have one each. So 5,000 times 0.77 and that is 2,200 times 0.07. So this is the total cost. Okay, so you sum up the total, become the figures of total cost 5,227, and you have to make profit. So according to question required to have to make up based on your cost time 40%. So this is the profit. So the final selling price should be 7,380. 18. Okay, 18。好，咁呢一度咧就係嗰個嘅計算方法啦。好，有冇問題？有冇問題啊，各位？Any questions to the tutorial exercise? Any question？好，有冇問題？呢一題係咪大家上緊堂㗎？有冇掛緊機㗎？係打個 message，開個咪話俾我聽咁樣。大家有冇問題啊？Question four。OK，好，thank you very much。好，咁我哋跟住咧就會落去第6課啦。OK，so we move on to lecture 6. So in lecture 6, I provide a supplementary notes. 咁喺 lecture 6咧就同大家有個額外嘅 notes 俾大家。OK，好，等等啊。OK，好。麻煩大家等等開一開個錄先。 好，咁我哋咧開翻。好，咁我先講咗呢一課第6課嘅幾版碌士先啦。So for week 6, okay, we'll go through a few slides and go to the supplementary notes. So for the week 6, we have CVP, so which is from the first letter of 3 terms. Okay, so the first one is to be cost, volume and profit. 咁我哋咧第一課叫本利量啦，咁同學就覺得呢一課好奇怪啊，個名叫做本利量咩意思咧？咁其實最主要咧就係同呢一個 break even 有關嘅，即係我哋講嘅收支平衡。咁所以咧就點解收支平衡同 CVP 我哋講嘅 cost volume profit 有關，有個互動嘅關係咧？就係因為當你想收支平衡嘅時候咧。如果假設下你嘅成本增加，咁你咧就可能要增加你嘅銷售啦。咁好多時咧，可能老闆就會覺得我要有利潤嘅喎，我唔係淨係做生意，我要有錢賺嘅。咁所以咧就會有profit 呢樣嘢啦。咁如果你想增加 profit 咧，可能你就會即係改變你嘅銷售數量啦，或者改變你嘅成本控制啦。咁就會3樣嘢都有一個互動性喺裏邊嘅。咁我哋好多時咧就要用呢一啲嘅方式咧去計出，譬如收支平衡或者我想要嘅收入水平，先至可以達到我剛才講嘅利潤啦，或者係成本嘅控制啦，又或者係數量嘅改變。咁所以呢3樣嘢咧就同我哋呢一課咧就係需要計嘅收支平衡或者嗰個所需嘅收入咧係有息息相關。OK。So the CVP, cost, volume, profit, have interrelationship among these 3 elements. So for the cost, if you have increased your cost, you have to make some changes, maybe increase the sales volume to remain the same amount of profit. So, or we have another example. If you find the owner want to increase the profit, so you have to increase either the sales volume or decrease the cost incurred in your operation. So that's why they are really very close elements, okay, which have interrelationship affecting each other. So this is quite useful tools for making decision if you apply the formula in the calculation of break-even or require revenue levels. So because you have to make profit. 好，咁下一張 slide 咧就講緊我哋有啲假設啦，呢一個方法，咁就係有個限制啦，包括咧就係你嘅 fixed cost 同埋即係 variable cost 啦。咁就fixed 同 variable 咧就係上次有提過 fixed 就係一啲唔變嘅成本啦，無論你有冇生意做都係不變嘅。咁而 variable cost 咧就係你有生意就會多啲，冇生意就會少啲。咁我諗都應用喺大家，譬如出餐啊、FYP，好多時你要 set 價錢咧。咁如果我想冇賺冇蝕，譬如我哋餐廳可能要求你賺冇賺錢嘅，咁你就計緊 break even 啦。咁但係如果你要有啲錢賺嘅，譬如 let's say 如果10% 5% 嘅利潤咧，咁你就到時就係用呢一課嘅知識。OK，去 set 個 FYP 嘅售價，嗰個餐嘅售價。咁第一樣嘢你要識分就係固定成本同埋變動成本。咁你有好多唔同嘅成本嘅，可能你有啲貨嘅即係你嗰啲食材嘅成本啦。咁仲有其他譬如酒水嘅成本啦咁樣。咁你呢啲咧就屬於邊一類咧？咁當然啦，生意額越多，即係話你越多人嚟你嘅餐廳，就會有改變嘅呢啲成本咧就叫 variable 啦。咁我唔知你哋餐廳有冇 fixed cost 啊？正常嘅日常出去嘅餐廳咧，酒店咧好多 fixed cost 嘅，就係你做唔做生意都有嘅，譬如係租金啦，或者係冷氣費啦、電費啦咁。咁我諗大家喺香港就冇見過啲酒店冇人係熄燈㗎嘛，即係香港唔會㗎嘛。 即係就算冇人嘅酒店咧，即係除咗房間啦嚇，你嘅走廊都係長開㗎嘛啲燈。咁但係如果你喺即係有啲地方咧，譬如國內啊，咁好多時都係佢啲燈有人先會開嘅，咁佢就節省嗰個能源啦。咁所以即係喺香港咧，就電費都係我哋一個 fixed cost 嚟嘅好多時。咁但係佢有 variable 嘅部分，咁你就要將佢拆翻開，幾多屬於 fixed，幾多係 variable 啦。OK，咁先可以代入條公式度。咁呢個即係方法咧，就有幾個限制啦。咁第一就係個別情況，就可能啱呢間酒店用就唔啱隔離嗰間酒店，因為你同我做嘅生意啊，或者你嘅 fixed cost 同 variable cost 都唔一樣。咁所以咧，只係 individual 個別嘅情況，或者個別嘅部門去用得着計出嚟嗰個數字。可以 apply 應用到。第二就係嗰個穩定性啦，咁就係我哋做計數嘅時候，點樣計到收支平衡，都假設個經濟環境係穩定嘅，OK 就唔會大上大落咁樣嘅。OK，而第三個咧就係、用咗計完出嚟係俾你做一個指引嘅啫嚇，就唔係咧一定係全跟到實一實咧，就一定係發生。咁你有好多其他嘅因素去考慮嘅。好，咁我哋就兩條公式啦，fixed cost 同埋 profit target。咁咧就係、我哋講嘅固定成本啦。OK，profit target 就係你賺嘅錢。咁除翻100減 variable cost percentage。好，咁啊，同學就問啦，下邊嗰條都好似嘅喎，Miss 究竟有啲咩唔同啊？咁嗱，咁你望清楚咧，一個咧就係 for dollar 嘅，一個咧就係 for unit 嘅。OK，就係 for unit 嘅。OK，好，咁我就 back to。咁下一張 slide 咧，OK 就係一個 example。咁但係我就唔同大家睇呢個 example 住啊，我寧願同大家睇咗我俾你嘅 supplementary notes，做條簡單啲嘅數，先至再翻嚟睇個 example。因為個 example 咧好多變化㗎，佢講嘅變化多端啦。咁所以咧，如果即係同你睇咗個 example 咧，其實對你個幫助都冇嘅，即係只會令你更混亂嘅啫。咁所以喺我教裏邊咧，我通常會將啲 example 擺到最後。反而你識做條跳拖咧，你就先翻嚟睇一個咁複雜嘅 example 咧，咁你就會即係有多啲你嘅益處咯。OK。Okay, we go back to the slide 3. Okay, so I explain in English. So for this assumption, we have for this theory, we have some assumption involved. So the first one is that we have to clearly separate the cost into fixed and variable. So according to the last week, we have elements called mixed. Okay, mixed cost or joint cost. So which combine the fixed and variable elements cost inside. So you have to separate how much is freelance to fix and how much for the unchanged for the variable cost. So for applying the formulas. And next is the limitation for this theory is it should be applied to individual case. So you have to make sure um, it's only can suitable for one departments or maybe for one situations, because if it's just applicable for mine, maybe not for your whole house, right? Because two different scale, two different location and the sales volume, so this is not applicable um for mine. My result is not applicable for yours, so this is so you have to bear in mind this is one of the limitation. And next is the stable, stability. So because you have the make sure that the economy, in the stable condition in the calculation of the break even um break even sales. And next is only for the guideline to or decision maker, because we depends it will vary, the results from maybe the environmental conditions or maybe the economy changes. So it's just for you guys, for the management. And next is the VP formula. So there are two formulas in this PowerPoint. So the first one is the result in present in dollars, and the second one is present in units. So you can find out how many units you require to sell to meet your target profit and cover your cost. And the first one is in dollars. So this is the total amount of the sales required, okay? For let's say the example. So I'm not going to go through this example until the end of these chapters because this is quite complicated with many changes, many different situations involved, so which just make you confused. So I'm going to go straight to the supplementary notes, which is more simple and easier to understand. So we move on the supplementary notes. Okay, so we have to okay. So yeah, there are some important terms. Okay, before we start, you have to understand, okay, the short form, okay, applied to the formula, which shows in the following four formulas, okay. So you can see we call okay, so here 好啦，咁首先咧喺呢度咧，呢張supplementary notes 係呢個 Moodle 度有嘅，咁就寫住 worksheet 嘅 supplementary，sorry 個 supplementary notes 啦。咁你就會有一紮嘅名稱先啦。咁喺開始之前就一定要清楚呢一紮嘅名稱。OK，咁因為咧就下邊啲公式就攞咗佢哋嗰啲短寫咧，我哋應用喺即係寫咗喺條公式度啦。咁如果你見到下邊啲公式係寫住 FC 咧，就代表 fixed cost 啦，固定成本啦。你見到 VC 代表 variable cost 啦。如果你見到 B/E 咧，就係 break even，我哋講嘅收支平衡。咁仲有就係 CM contribution margin 就係邊際貢獻邊際利潤，呢個應該見過㗎啦，早兩課都好。而最後咧就係 sales price，OK，我哋講嘅銷售價錢啦嚇。好，咁我哋下邊咧就幾條嘅公式嘅 ，OK， 我搬開咗啲公仔先啦嚇。好，咁呢度咧呢幾條公式咧喺右邊咧我就寫咗俾你嘅，咁有啲咩唔同咧咁？咁喺你嗰個嘅右手邊咧，大家會見到，我會有兩個 highlight 咗黃色嘅地方 ，OK。好，咁上邊咧，我將成張紙俾大家睇下先啦。咁成張你而家見到嘅咧，就應該係即係搬開啲。好。嗱，咁你而家大家見到咧，呢一張紙咧就有4條公式，分兩個長方形啦嚇。咁頭嗰兩條咧就係叫做 sales amount 啦。咁我哋計出嚟嘅咧就係金額 ，OK， 即係錢嚟嘅。下邊咧就係銷售數量啦。咁所以計出嚟咧就一件件或者幾多個客咁樣啦。咁所以如果你計到上邊咧係1000嘅話咧，就代表你做1000蚊生意。如果下邊計到1000，代表1000個 guest 啦嚇。咁要即係譬如你賣咗房啊，要賣到幾多個客啦咁樣，咁就係用下邊嗰兩個公式嘅 ，OK 兩條公式 ，OK 好。So there are four formulas, okay. So two rectangles. The first one is going to calculate, okay, sales amount, and the other two is for the sales volume. Okay, so I would like to go through the last two formula first. 好，咁我先睇下邊嗰兩條公式先，然後先再同大家睇翻上邊嗰兩條。好啦，嗱下邊呢兩條嘅公式咧係計數量，大家知啦。咁呢兩條公式嘅分別咧就係上邊係計 break even， 收支平衡，即係話冇賺冇蝕，OK，剛剛好冚到你所有成本係幾多錢？咁呢條係一條分界線嚟嘅。你只要做多過呢條線，你就有錢賺；少過呢條線，你就係蝕錢啦。咁我諗大家都應該明白嘅，就係要揾到一個數，你睇住個數去跑啦，係啦，即係等於你平日生活，你要知道自己要揾到幾多錢收入，先至可以夠俾阿媽啦嚇，或者係夠俾你自己使啦咁。咁究竟幾多錢咧？咁就可以用呢條公式去計。而下邊咧就係唔同嘅地方咧，就係老闆要有錢賺，所以你見到有 profit 呢樣嘢嘅。咁 profit 咧就係講緊你即係個目標嚇，target 係目標，咁就係你想賺到幾多錢咧？你目標係，咁就將佢擺喺分子，咁個分母就一樣㗎啦。OK。So for the last two formula is going to calculate the sales volume. Okay. The first one is for the calculation of break even, and the second one, not only break even, we are required to meet a profit target. So you have to do more, sell more products, okay, or maybe sell more rooms. So that's why it got a bit different to this previous one. So I'm going to explain these two formula with example. Okay. 好，咁咧我哋就想解釋一下呢兩條公式啦。咁我哋咧就去睇一睇個 example 啦。OK。好，咁 example 咧就有一個嘅。好，咁我當我買 calculator 啦嚇，咁咧一個數即係一個嘅計數機啦嚇，咁我就假設係賣5蚊嘅，OK。好，咁個 variable cost 就係製作個計數機咧，OK，製作個計數機嘅呢啲材料啦嚇，咁同埋裏邊嗰啲即係小機器啦，或者 chips 啦咁樣，咁我哋咧就會係假設係2蚊，咁即係話咧每賣一部計數機咧，我就有3蚊袋落袋啦。OK，賣一部計數機有3蚊，買第二部又有3蚊。嗱，將呢啲3蚊每賣一部計數機嘅3蚊儲埋佢，我嚟交租。OK。咁如果交租咧，就係我 for example 係3萬蚊，OK，fixed cost，OK，假設我係租金，無論我做唔做生意都要交3萬蚊租噶啦。咁就問大家啦，咁究竟我要賣幾多部計數機先至冇賺冇蝕，啱啱好夠交租咧？咁你就會發現我賣1萬部咧就可以夠交租啦。OK，咁就係冇賺冇蝕啦，啱啱好夠揼揼冚啦。咁即係話我如果賣1001部咧，嗰一部嘅3蚊咧就係袋落袋賺嘅錢啦。OK，如果賣低過1萬部咧，我就蝕緊錢，因為連交租嘅錢都未夠。OK 嘛？咁所以咧，我哋呢個收支平衡嘅數量咧就係1萬件。OK，so 我哋就過嚟睇一睇呢一條 break even 嘅公式啦。嗱，咁呢度有個 fixed cost 啦，頭先講過啦，租金咧就係3萬蚊啦，係咪啊？啊，每賣一部計數機咧，我就有3萬蚊剩翻喎。咁所以咧，呢一度咧就係我每賣1萬部就啱啱好收支平衡啦。嗱，同樣就係題目好多時都唔一定咧俾呢一個貢獻邊際利潤你嘅，佢未必俾呢個3蚊嘅資料你。但係佢就俾 selling price 同埋 variable cost 嘅資料你，即係售價同埋變動成本嘅資料你。題目常常都係俾呢兩個。咁如果俾呢兩個，我點樣去計到個 contribution margin 咧？咁大家都睇到啦，原來5蚊減2蚊咪3蚊咯。咁所以你見到公式嘅右手邊咧，分子係一樣嘅，嗰個固定成本都係不變嘅。但係如果題目俾你嘅話咧，咁就係5蚊減2蚊，OK，咁就係計到個 contribution margin 啦。Okay，so I would like to use example to explain the formula. for the calculation of break-even volume. So we got I'm the calculator seller. Okay, I have calculator selling $5 each, and the variable cost for the production is $2. So every calculator sold, I got $3 contribution margin left. If I got the fixed rent, fixed cost, okay, for example, it's rent, okay, fixed rent is 30,000. So I have to sell 10,000 units in order to get the break even. So go back to the formula here. So we have the left one. Okay, so you find if we have 30,000 fixed cost divided by $3 contribution margins per unit. So you find 10,000, right? And then another is if the question does not provide you with the contribution margins, we have to calculate by the selling price minus the variable cost, be that the numerator. So 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. So go back to the example here. Okay. So $5 selling price minus variable cost $2 and come to the result of contribution margin is 3. So actually it is the same. Okay, so denominator and the numerator. Okay, so here. So next is the required sales revenue。好，咁跟住咧就係好多時老細就唔係淨係想做善堂啊嘛，梗係想賺錢啦，係咪？咁樣我哋翻去個 example 度啦。嗱，如果老細同佢講我個 profit target 咧，即係我想賺錢啦，假設賺33000蚊啦，OK，我而家想賺3000蚊啊，老闆話。咁如果老闆想賺3000蚊，我又應該賣幾多件貨咧？咁或者揾到即係賣到幾多間房啦，又或者有幾多個 guest 啦咁。咁分母咧其實都係一樣嘅，OK，都係 contribution margin per unit 嚟嘅。我貢獻邊際利潤每一件咧係3蚊，都係不變嘅。OK，好啦，咁但係個問題就係咧個分子啊，個分子再唔係淨係 fixed cost 喎，應該有埋老闆想要嘅嘢。咁所以咧就係呢度。Yes。
你好似未轉 PowerPoint。
未轉啊？我講咗咁耐都未轉 PowerPoint，哎呀大件事啊咁。好，等一等。我一直都要我轉咗添。哇，咁樣啦，幾好。好啦，咁所以咧就，哎呀，下次如果你見到我冇轉，早啲話俾我聽。好，唔該晒你。OK，好。嗱，咁你哋可以睇翻我個 supplementary notes 啊，係啦。咁supplementary notes 咧就有個計數機嘅一個例子。OK，咁就有兩條公式。係啦，咁我頭先講緊就係下邊咧成張碌士咧 ，OK。如果你睇翻你份碌士咧，就係咁樣樣嘅 ，OK。咁我就講緊下邊呢嗰兩條嘅公式啦。好，咁呢兩條公式咧，就一條係計收支平衡啦，另外一條咧就計你要銷售嘅金額。OK，咁我哋就講緊一個計數機5蚊減2蚊嘅即係嗰個生產成本啦，就會有一個3蚊嘅 contribution margin。租金係3萬蚊。OK，咁我個 break even 咧就要係1萬件啦。OK，因為3萬除翻3蚊咧，我就發現我只要賣到1萬件就夠交租。好，咁 back to 呢條 formula 咧就係呢個原理啦。3萬蚊除翻3蚊一件嘅 contribution margin 貢獻邊際利潤，就發覺我賣1萬啦。可以分母唔一定俾 contribution margin 你，俾售價同埋個變動成本你一樣可以計到個3蚊出嚟嘅。咁下邊呢一條公式咧就係講緊，如果老闆想要有3000蚊嘅利潤 ，OK，咁我咧個分子就要變啦，就唔係淨係3萬蚊嘅租金，我嘅負擔重咗啦，就要愛埋3000蚊老闆想要嘅利潤，咁再除翻3蚊嘅 contribution margin，就會計到11000件 ，OK， 11000件，咁我就可以賺到3000蚊，再加埋 cover 到我嘅租金。OK，咁呢個就係嗰個嘅 concept 嚟嘅。OK，好，咁分母就不變啦，依然係嗰兩個嘅，即係5蚊減2蚊嗰個嘅 concept。OK，好，咁咧就至於個 sales amount 咧，我諗我要下一堂先同大家解啦嚇。咁今日就嚟到呢度啦。OK，咁如果有咩問題嘅，請你咧就即係可以 send 呢一個 LS Team 嘅問題俾我。by the way 喺落堂之前咧，等陣先啦。好，提一提大家個 test 啊。